Alright, welcome everyone to a quick review video. I know this one is late in coming. Shortly after uploading my most recent video, my hard drive died. And when your C drive dies, it's kind of a big deal on your computer, so I had to get a new one. But I got one. It's all fixed and everything. So I figure what we'll do today, I promised you one of these. We're going to look at Chapter Approved. Thing is, though, we're not going to even open Chapter Approved. There are lots of videos with people walking you through Chapter Approved 2018 that are more knowledgeable than I am and can give you a better understanding of the changes to Warhammer 40k that have come with Chapter Approved 2018. Instead, what we're going to do is I bought the Warlord edition, and I figured it would be nice for people to see what that actually came with, because I haven't seen much of it. So let's go ahead and start with a few things. So first off, it came with a code for Mechanicus, which I will not be showing you because I want to use it. So we'll just ignore that. It came with this. This is a fairly substantial paper pad of army rosters. I don't know anyone that uses a handwritten army roster. Except maybe to take a picture of their roster to put onto Best Coast Pairings or something. So I'm not sure how useful this is. It is two-sided, so it's across top of your name, your army's name, your faction, who the Warlord is, your detachments, the type of detachment, how many command points it gives you in total points spent on the detachment. And then at the bottom here, is it zoomed in? No, it's not. Okay, so we'll just have to angle the camera down as I go. You can fill in your Warlord trait during setup during the game. Total command points, reinforcement points, total points. And on the back, we'll have to flip this over here. On the back you have your roster, detachment roster, name, type, in 1, 2, 3, 4 units that can go into the detachment. So it's not going to even fit much in the way of a full roster. So I'm not sure how useful that is. It's really nice, and if you're playing small games, I'm sure it could come in real handy. The next item that came in it is this punch-out set of tokens and tools. So you have 6 objective markers. These are... I got a lot of stuff on my table. 2 measure sticks that are 9 inches. Range rulers could come in handy. We have hard and soft cover markers. So with the new cover rules in Chapter Approved, you can punch these out and label the terrain so there's not questions later in the game. And concealed deployment markers for some of the new missions. Which I also like that there's a backside, so you can punch these out and place them. You can flip over the objective markers, because I know there's one mission in there where only one objective is active each turn, unless you roll, I guess, a 6, and then all of them are active for that turn. So those, I think, definitely are more useful than the pad. Next up, we have a couple of spinners for command points and victory points. I think these are pretty cool. One of the issues I've run into with 8th edition 40k is tracking points, usually command points more often than victory points. I bought a what would you call it? I can't remember who makes it. A stand a while ago that would allow you to track victory points and command points with dice on either side of a little holder that tracked the turn number. And you had slots where you could put your cards for your various stratagems, which is real cool. It's coming apart, unfortunately, so I need to re-glue it. And if I knew who made it and where it was right now, I would show it to you guys and plug them. But I have no idea who it is. I cannot remember. If anyone knows what I'm describing, feel free to post it in the comments. But these are pretty cool. They're just thick card, so they're very similar to the dials that you get in like X-Wing. Nothing super... They're not super high quality. They are cardboard. So and they spin a little freely, I think, for really keeping track, because you bump this, move it too far, and things are going to spin. But it's a pretty cool accessory for the game. We got 4 more items here. So first up, I haven't even opened these. These are Battlezone Cards. Let's take a look at them. I don't think that helped. Whoop. There we go. I need to replace the blade in that. It's getting real dull. And you know what that means. It means I need to put in a new blade and cut myself a couple times with it. Because that's what happens every time I put in a new blade. Okay, so Battlezone Stratagems. So one of the cool things about the Chapter Approved 2018 is it introduces battle zones and cities of death. So this is for a polluted battle zone, a conflagrated battle zone. These are stratagems that can be used specifically in those battle zones. And you got cards for them, so you don't have to keep referencing the book, which is cool. And then these are our stratagems for cities of death. So Chapter Approved introduced a cities of death game type, which we'll probably see expanded on in the next couple weeks when the Urban Conquest expansion comes out, which I am looking forward to adding to my collection of game rules that I never play. And I find having the cards to be real nice because it means you can just put the card on the table and it's there. Boom, you're good to go. If you're looking for a review of the stratagems, I recommend checking out pretty much anyone who reviewed Chapter Approved in its entirety and taking a look there. The other smaller container of cards that it came with, these are Sisters of Battle data cards. So Warlord traits, stratagems. And I think that might be all that's in here is Warlord traits and stratagems, or Acts of Faith as well. The Acts of Faith are in here as well, because there obviously are not psychic powers, because they are the Sisters of Battle, Adeptus Sororitas. So you get a nice set of data cards for the sisters. As you can see, it's not super big. It doesn't come with strategic or tactical objectives like the bigger sets do. So, but it gives you everything you need outside of that. So if you have the basic tactical objective cards, you add that to this, and you're set to go. We had 2 more things to look at. So we'll start with the other sisters-related thing, which is this. And this is something that I wish Games Workshop would produce for all of its factions. These are unit data cards. So each card is a unit from the codex. On the back there's just some artwork and some of the different orders. And on the other side is essentially the full data card minus point values for the unit. So this is the Immolator, the Rhino, Penitent Engines. Every unit that is in the beta codex that is in Chapter Approved is in these cards. Obviously these will only be useful until the full codex comes out, and whatever changes are made these will not reflect because they're hard copied. So as a long-term gaming solution, these are probably not the greatest. I know they've made a few of these for Age of Sigmar, and they did them for the Imperial Knights Codex. I would love to see them made for all the other codexes. Because if they did, then you'd almost not need a codex at all during a game. You would just have the unit cards for the units that you are using. So if I'm not using any preachers, I don't have to bring the preacher card. I just bring the cards that are in my army, along with any data cards that I need. Stratagems and Warlord traits, that sort of thing. And I'd have pretty much everything that I need right there on the table, minus army special rules and what have you. It'd be real handy. And the last thing is this sleeve. Now these ones are, even though they're the same size as the sisters unit cards, these are not unit cards. These are something significantly more useful. These are scenarios. So the different battle plans and scenarios that that are in Chapter Approved are all right here on their own card. So instead of that includes all the Maelstrom stuff. So here are all the Maelstrom missions for tactical objectives. and all the Eternal War missions, the new Eternal War missions. There are quite a few, and there's even, so if we go through here, go a little further, more Eternal War. The Cities of Death narrative missions are in here as well. So you get all of the different missions that are in Chapter Approved. It's a really cool addition to the game, and just something nice to have. And they've got artwork on them to tell you what kind it is. So these are these ones are the Cities of Death. They have the Reavers on them. And then these are the Maelstrom of War with the I'm guessing those are Blood Angels. They're either Blood Angels or no, they're not Chaos Space Marine. Yeah, Blood Angels, because they're Sanguinius, and there's a Blood Angel insignia right there. And then these ones are the Mechanicus, are the Eternal War missions. So it makes it easy to just sort them out and figure out which kind you want. So that is just a quick unboxing and personal review of what comes with the Warlord edition of Chapter Approved 2018. I know it's late in coming, but like I said, computer issues, not a whole lot I could do about it. I was also out of town, which slowed down the process as well. Thanks for tuning in, and hopefully we'll have more content coming to you soon in the very near future. We appreciate your patience with how long it takes us to get stuff out. We know we're not the most reliable releasers of content on YouTube when it comes to wargaming, and so we appreciate the time that you spend with us. Thanks, and we'll catch you next time.